Arnold and Kristen Alshon taking on Riley Newman and Thomas Wilson, who just got off the court playing against each other. Oh, and Riley tries to pull the trigger from way below the net. Johnny Pickleball, welcome to the action. You and I were talking about this match earlier today off the air. After this, point here, let's talk about the keys for each team.
Finish on the pull trigger, but you can already see, Dave, we're probably going to be having some very long points.
And Thomas got the ball he wanted. He got the elevated forehand that you could roll.
And somehow or another, Julian Arnold unable to finish with that kind of sitter on the forehand.
Got what he wanted and then somehow decelerated into the forehand volley.
And now Riley Newman with an uncharacteristic missed dink.
3-1-2.
And you got to wonder, Dave, does it play a role or have any kind of significance of having to go back-to-back playing matches like that, like Thomas Wilson and Riley Newman just had to do?
These guys are in such great shape. You know, they gave him 15 minutes, which I think is actually fine for them. You know, they're already in game mode. The adrenaline was already there. I don't think it's a factor, Johnny. Oh, nice finish by Riley. Just got an update from Humana Championship Court, where Anna Bright and James Ignalowicz just took down the tough team of Catherine Parento and Jack Sock. You and I were over there watching that as we had a little bit of a break, and the points were highly competitive, but it seems like Anna and James just stepped up big time.
Yeah, that's a tough match. We got another good one right here in front of us here on Grandstand, but you know, good for Anna Bright and James Ignalowicz to move on.
Oh, and Riley had no intention of hitting that ball in the court.
And that one gonna just go right off the body or head.
The official ball of the PPA Tour.
Yeah, don't hit me, I'ma fall like face it. None of y'all can stop me saying where we like face it.
happening? Johnny Pickleball here with Dave the Badger Weinbach. And these players were ready to go, as are we. So Newman and Wilson taking on Arnold and Alshon. And extending their lead here early in game one, up 6-3. And Riley looking at Christian as that ball goes out.
So an early 7-3 lead here in game one.
And Julian Arnold finally having the ability to put that ball away. The great defense from Thomas Wilson. And so 7-3-2. And there's Riley. And little chirping now starting from Riley Newman to Christian Alshon. And kind of as we expected. And now that one, well, a great shot from Thomas Wilson, Dave.
Terrific misdirected. Sure looked like he was going hard middle. At the last eighth of a second, opens up the face of the paddle and goes right at the Arnold body.
And Riley Newman and Thomas Wilson, although unable to finish on that one, looking very comfortable here in game one, up 9-3. And that one going to be called long.
Julian appealing to both refs who will not overrule that, so that call will stand.
Little trickery there from Thomas Wilson, who just kind of laughs and looks at Julian Arnold on his way back to the baseline. And Julian not finding it funny.
I haven't seen Wilson do that. He tried it again.
Now that one gonna flip and float in from Thomas Wilson, and all smiles over there from Wilson and Newman, who coming off the mixed doubles match where they went against each other, now looking extremely comfortable playing together here in the opening game. And now that one going.
Every sport has its icon. In pickleball, it's Catherine Parentel. She's scripting a legacy, continuously making history. Catherine's choice, her signature power air paddle, embodying perfection, innovation, and unrivaled passion. For the relentless in spirit and those chasing greatness. This isn't just a paddle, it's a bond. Inspired by an icon, crafted by Selkirk. We are Pickleball.
Found the answer.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to start game two here as that ball goes long, and they strike first, getting up 1-0 and continuing right where they left off from game one. And now another missed opportunity there as Julian Arnold's trying to appeal the referee about the new serve. And these two just looking like a machine right now as they're able to cover and close from each other, as well as have, I don't know, Dave, a perfect resetter for
Really impressive play there by Thomas and Riley. Julian Arnold, total control at that point.
And that ball not going to bounce. So lucky no bounce there for Christian Alshon and Julian Arnold, who they're trying to pump each other up. But I'll tell you what, Dave, they do not look comfortable together as of yet. Doesn't look like it's gelling yet.
Well, they're up against two of the greatest players in the game. So as we talked about in the opening, you know, when you play Riley and Thomas, they just don't give you anything. They don't give you any attackable shots. They don't make unforced errors. You really have to have your A+ game if you're going to win this. And they certainly did not in game one.
And a couple freebies there. Thomas Wilson missing that one into the net. So they get a couple here in game two. 2-3-1.
I'll tell you what, Johnny, they better turn their play up, and they better do it quickly, or they're going to be off this court in about 5 minutes.
And that's going to help to tie it up at 3-3-2 with an Andiamo from Julian Arnold. Hopefully that will get them started. And Riley Newman calling that ball out. And that ball actually going to be overturned by the referee, so going to be called in, and now they take the lead 4-3-2. And now that ball is out. And a great exchange there from all four players. Riley Newman coming out on top of that one. So looking a little bit more competitive here in game two. Great resets and great finish. Thomas Wilson, Riley Newman doing his thing too as that ball goes long. And all tied up here, 4-4. And jamming up Julian Arnold as he got caught posing after his last shot and not ready for the next one. Thomas Wilson already countering. And that ball sitting up high. Julian Arnold able to cut it behind Riley Newman, who tried to get in there to create a little shake and bake, hoping Julian would pop that ball a little higher. So second serve coming up. Defense just incredible from Riley Newman and Thomas Wilson, but Julian Arnold just too much on that last one.
Great pressure by Julian Arnold. He never got out of control on those attack shots. He stayed within himself.
And unable to lay off of that, Thomas just laughing with Riley. The good vibes there, like we talked about. And second serve coming up for Julian Arnold. And there's Christian Alshon getting involved. Able to get a 1-2 there.
Great hands there by Christian, sitting on that pancake forehand and made him pay when he sped the ball up to him.
And that ball, great eye there and great lead from Thomas Wilson. Good partner communication from Riley Newman.
So after a good run by the A&A boys, Alshon and Arnold, Newman and Thomas with the ball back. And they just got another freebie. So I think Christian needs to settle down here, control these nerves, control that adrenaline rush, and try to take this game 2 and force a deciding game 3. I never thought that was there, and he waited a long time, but once you realize that's not there, just go back cross court with a soft dink to get you back in position.
And there's a big come on from Christian Alshon as he stares down Riley Newman now. And we're going to have Thomas Wilson to serve here now at 7-6-2. And there is a 1-2 combo textbook from Thomas Wilson, speeding up the first ball, not for a winner on the first ball, but to get a better second ball to put it away.
Yep, great setup shot.
John Ashley, you're needed on court 11. Second call for John Ashley, court 11.
And Christian Alshon ready to hit his leg with his paddle after that miss, as this now gets to 9. And Riley, knowing that he floated that drive just slightly, when unable to get that ball down, maybe thinking about resetting instead afterward as he came flying by us, saying a few words. And so Wilson and Alshon getting the, or new Arnold and Alshon getting the side out.
Let's see if they can get to 7 here.
And that's not going to work, as Thomas Wilson trying to get the lob, and Riley Newman probably having flashbacks to Jackie Kawamoto popping those up for Thomas Wilson. Right?
Alshon is so tough to lob over because he's so quick on that first step back, and he has one of the best overheads in the men's game.
And Julian Arnold with the move, but nothing fooling Thomas Wilson there as he's sitting on a forehand for a winner.
Wilson read that so well, Johnny, that Julian was going to take that down the line and was just, as you said, waiting on that forehand drive. Great finish.
And that ball going to go a little wide as Riley Newman applies that pressure.
But that's what Thomas and Riley do to you. They make you go for more.
Just like that, match point, Dave.
Yeah,
and that's going to do it right there. Riley Newman and Thomas Wilson just way too much for Christian Alshon and Julian Arnold.